Hello, and welcome to Smiley's. Tonight we're tackling the last book in the novels of the Muslim Empire, Assail. This is part 2 of our two-part series on Assail. We have both finished the book now, and with it ends the series. I am joined by Mora. Hello, Mora.
Hi Lee, how are you?
I'm good, really good.
So end of the series, end of a second read for the series for you. How was
Yep.
it?
Better because when you
Better?
read a series for the series itself rather than as a complementary supplement, which it isn't, for another series, you tend to appreciate it more.
Yeah, but still. Well, you mixed it up with the Book of the Fallen, isn't it,
Yep.
for your first read? Yeah, now you just read just the series. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but this was a very coherent story.
Yes,
So yeah, I
absolutely.
can see how much the difference it would have made for you. So, did you enjoy your sale? Was it as good as your first time?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Uh,
I mean, this isn't about me as much, but it's about you. You're the first time reader
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. See, so this is probably the first book which I'm going to say, like, I didn't really like it, not that much, not towards the end. I mean, I liked all the individual stories, all the ways it ended, and I didn't go into Assail with high hopes of, a war going on there and all. You tempered all that expectation, so that was all fine. But there was something lacking, something in the story, something in the, I don't know, the writing, or somewhere something was missing somewhere. I'm not sure what. I didn't, uh, I didn't connect as much with the story as all the other books made me. So with that said, there is a lot to enjoy. There is a lot to discuss. So
Right. Well,
I don't think we have to.
this has been Smiley's. Well, thank you. Have a good night.
See, it's what, 6 books, and after I don't know, so many of the criticisms and so many of the other things, it was all fine. It was just there was something, something didn't click for me. That's all.
Right.
But let's see. But you know what I did after I spoke to you and I said that I'm not that happy with the ending. Then I went back and looked at the prologue, and yeah, that was very impressive. The both the prologues sort of set up the whole book, isn't it? Like
Mm-hmm.
we just have the entire story sort of mirrored in the prologue with both the Ephile Tilanimas and the whole start of the boar's tooth spear. All of that is set up in the prologue itself, which was a little surprising for me because I didn't really notice.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I should stop ranting and let you rave.
No, I
Go
don't
on.
have anything to say. I mean, I have
So I
thoughts and
think
opinions, but I don't know. I don't want to unequivocally like simp for a book and then want to say, well, yeah, but I didn't really like it. Well, if you don't
no,
tell
no,
me
no,
why, I don't know.
no. Let's talk about Possum. How was Possum?
He doesn't appear much. I mean, you know my
But
thoughts on Possum, especially in this book. You
that's why
know,
I'm asking you.
it's like I didn't see it coming the first time I read it at all. I missed it completely. It was like 3 a.m. when I was reading it, and then the guy just comes down and then started raving like, "Oh shit! Wait, is this? Wait, oh!" And then Catherine says, "I oh fuck." Well,
Oh, you didn't get it till the.
no, no, no. I missed it completely.
Oh, then
I
it must
missed a
have.
lot of things completely on my first read of this book.
Yeah.
I missed the spout rule thing that you brought up. I missed the fact that the guard are IMAS, which yeah, okay, I suspected. I kind of knew, but I didn't know. I
I
missed
told you this,
Possum.
I think, long back in like Return, isn't it? Do
It's
you
pretty
remember
obvious.
during our.
I mean, in hindsight, it's extremely obvious, and I kind of knew like this was the only way the story could go, but I didn't see it coming. Well, I did see it coming. I didn't expect it like this. We'll get to that in a minute. Uh, and Possum is just like one of those characters I didn't pay much attention to because, well, Oscar doesn't like him at all, apparently. And I didn't care for him much because I didn't care for the Claw at the time. Just like, oh, he's just another guy. He's tried to kill my boy. He tried to kill Dassam and the knives. I didn't like him. Fuck him. And then he dies. I'm like, hang on, hold the fuck up, hold the phone. What is this Cartherin saying about like, we needed her and I miss her and I made a mistake and I can forgive you but not someone else, which is probably implied to be Urko.
Probably who?
Urko, his brother, Urko Crust, the guy
Oh,
that
I thought it
revolted
was
against the
himself.
queen.
I thought it was his
I
own
mean,
sense of guilt. Yeah.
I guess I've thought about like
A
I've thought about
lot.
Surly herself. I've thought about Malik. I've thought about himself. I've thought about Urko. I don't know who the fuck it is. It could be all of them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter because Carthon's not going anywhere. But yeah, I don't know. I've thought about this a lot, and yeah, that scene in chapter 13 is what made me start the whole series, which got us here. So in a way, I'm here because of Possum.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was never poisoned against possum. I didn't know that people hated possum because I don't know. Return.
I don't think people hate Possum. I think Oscar hates Possum.
But yeah, but you didn't like him much till Assail at least, isn't it?
I didn't pay much attention to him because he's just a claw. I mean, like Pearl was a claw, or Kalam, but a Kalam is more than just a claw. Or Kiska was more than just a claw. Topper was impressive, you know,
Yeah, Topper was at least over the top.
and then he wasn't there because he just got. I just stopped thinking about it. I had other things to care about, you know.
Hmm. In Assail, like what?
In Assail, literally everything else, like trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
Oh, that was all a bit rushed, I feel. So anyway, Possum, because I was very sympathetic towards him from Return of the Crimson Guard times. So I was happy to see him back. And it was sort of expected. The way he walked away from the field, it was like, yeah, this is where he's going to end up, isn't it? So, right? That was me flexing. So let's move on.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So let's see. Oh, what about this? I just have a few things to clear up. Now we see Mal of Gris,
Hmm.
Enguf, and this Lethery guy, isn't
Yep.
it?
Yep.
They're all meeting up, and from the town, from Mantle Town, they start going north. They start going up slope, sort of. And then
Yes.
all of a sudden, why is Mal and the Enguf guy back in the town, and only the Lethery guy is moving on? I was not clear when that happened. Like, when did they
Because
come back to town?
Mal is meant to establish relations.
Yeah.
Teal is meant to conquer the entire area for leather. And Engulf just wants to raid and going further north where there's no gold to be had.
So
And
they just stopped at
moreover,
Mantle, and only the
yeah.
Lethery guy moved on.
And they're also, going. I think Kyle comes across a few Letheri guys that are doing a whole bunch of nasty shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Letheri and Assail are very civilized, which it's definitely a very pointed social commentary,
Yeah, yeah.
So.
That we finished in the first part, isn't it? Where they try to negotiate a deal
Yeah,
with cars and
we
all that.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, here it's much more, less funny. He's mining shit and selling it. More like they're pillaging and burning cities in the name of civilization because they're destined to do this kind of thing. Which we went over in Midnight Tides, whatever. Sure,
Hmm.
but here it's like, well,
Yeah.
the gloves are off, and
So right. So that was those people. I was not very clear like when that thing happened. So basically, all of them are ice splits, isn't it?
yes,
Like everyone's an ice split all of a
yep.
sudden.
Not all of a sudden. What? No.
What
The
Kyle is
fur-
an ice blood? Who
the
knew from?
further north they are, the more pure the jagged blood is in them.
Yeah, but even when you go south, there is at least,
Yes.
like a drop of jagged blood somewhere,
Yeah.
somewhere in the ancestry. There is one jagged. So there's still ice bloods.
Yes.
So I don't know. Even Kyle is ice blood. That was.
Everyone on Assail is an Iceblood because,
So
as
why
we've
would it be limited to Assail? Like, people have been migrating out of Assail for I don't know how long.
yes,
And even Bale lands have ice blood in them.
yes.
Right. So that means, probably Wu is half jagged by now.
Well, they have one common ancestor. They don't have like a line of Jagged. They have one person.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But
in
still.
some sense of the word, yes, all of who is half Jagged, but the humans are evolutionary offspring of the Imas. So, by that logic, everyone on Who is Imas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not like there are no, absolutely zero jaggeds. Like it's not possible, isn't it?
That's
I mean,
kind of what makes the whole vow pointless. Yes, that you cannot get rid of the Jagged because the Jagged are,
watered. Yeah.
not necessarily in water. There are too many.
Oh, too many is not a constraint for the IMAS. It's the, like how do you differentiate? Where do you draw the line between
That is also true. Yeah.
pure blood and, yeah. So that was fun. So everyone turns out. So now Fisher is an ice blood too.
Yes.
And all of them, yeah. So it's only the people like the Thai Standy and all who are not ice bloods. People who have come from somewhere else.
I don't think everyone is an ice blood.
I think everyone is an ice blood. Sorry.
No, that's not the case.
Okay, let's go to some, proper discussions.
I mean, there's like, there's ice bloods and there's drag. Like someone like Icarium is half dragon, and it pays to think that like someone like Bury is close to drag. The ice bloods are just no, they have one common ancestor in the dragon in one dragon because they've not really left Assail very much. Like who has left Assail? We know Kyle, Fisher,
Stalker,
and Stalker and Carl.
Badlands Scoot.
Okay, yeah, the Lost, I guess, and the Heels. Which are like what, 10 people that we know of?
Yeah, that we know of with these few books.
And Well, yes, and the point is that like most of Assail is like warded off anyway. So I don't think everyone is an Iceblood. Else, it's kind of like okay. I'm not an anthropologist, so I wouldn't know. So one of the most prominent theories about why the Neanderthals were wiped out is because they crossbred so much that their cultural like their DNA was gone.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
they do. What are they called now? Cro-Magnon? Homo
No,
sapiens
no.
sapiens. Us humans. So Assail is special because only here have has the ice blood actually being preserved to a degree where they still exhibit these traits. Similarly, you won't have brow ridged, high orbital, you know Neanderthal-like traits in humans in Wu because they've grown out of that. Even the Bargas, which are much more closely related to the eye mask, don't look like that anymore. So it's not like they're jagged. They're not like half jagged. There's blood in them, sure, but they don't exhibit those traits. So to say that they're all ice blood is like saying, well, all humans are IMAs. Well, yeah, sure, but they don't have the same traits.
Yeah. Okay.
Which you brought this up before, I think, is that the existence of the ice bloods implies that there has been dragon and IMAS crossbreeding. Which, yeah, sure,
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. So so that has happened,
sure,
right? Hmm. So do you want to handle Jethiss now?
sure.
That's a win for you
I'm
because
sure you have questions about Jethiss.
oh no, I thought about it and yeah, I think you're right. So anyway, I thought it was rake for it was like a double bluff. It has to be rake, but then that was too cheap. So it can't be rake. Are we doing spoilers witness also?
Maybe.
If we have no, but let's leave that out of it. But the point is, yeah, it can't be raked. That's all. Jethis couldn't be raked because it wouldn't make sense for what we saw in Toll the Hounds. So let's remove that. Even though all these other hints are there, which can be seen in both ways, and yeah, oh, fine, fine. That's all great writing. So let's let's leave it at that. But it could also be one of the rake spawns from Rift Valley or whatever
Hmm.
from that island. It
Hmm.
could be.
Okay.
Why not?
Well, I'll tell you. I'll get to that.
The barrow and the keftener is the only clue you
I'll
have. But
I'll get to that.
yeah,
Would you allow me, please? Thank you. Right. So, first of all, it is Rake and it isn't, because in an interview, Gamma said that Jethiss originally in their RPGs was Rake, blood and bone, blood of bone and all. Because yeah,
hmm.
Rake at some point had his arm cut off and made
See, you had
his
extra
arm bone.
information which I didn't have.
I learned this
This is
later.
not fair.
I learned this later.
Fine, go
I'm
on.
getting to it. And so, as to not diminish the sacrifice that Rake made in Toll the Hounds, they had to scrap the idea that Rake is Jethiss. That's one. The other thing is, well, he mentions a gate, he mentions Mother Dark, he mentions battles, and he also mentions, Coral and a Barrow and Kethanar. Now, I think you know what I mean by this.
Yeah, I don't think I know. Please spell it out.
You don't think you know what I mean by this? Well, okay, fine. So, the last time we saw this character we're speaking of is in
Just say
Kurkanis.
Spinak Durav. Go on.
Okay, it's
Spinak.
Nazirov. The last time we saw Svinok was in Kurkanis.
Going to meet Salind. Oh, in
No,
Karkanas? Sorry.
Kurkanis. Yes,
Why are we
getting to
doing
that.
Karkanas spoilers now?
I said in Kurkanis the city, not Kurkanis the trilogy.
Sorry.
In Kurkanis, with a legion of Sheikh and Andy standing against Eliozan, banging against his shield, raising the armies of the Andy to fight against Eliozan, saying, it's a quote from the Crippled God. I'll find it, I'll send it to you later. The point is, the scene cuts with Spinnock thinking about Drake, and if he's proud of them, and if he's seeing this now from where he is, and then it just ends. And that's Spinnock. And then just cuts like Nimander and Skin Dick and the boys, in Kurkanos, like ruling, whatever. And Spinnock's fate is not disclosed in the Book of the Fallen. And so Jethiss is a very obvious candidate for, well, you brought up Rake because everyone thinks he's Rake. Literally everyone in the book asks, like, is this him? Could it be him? But the way they talk later about it, about how Mother Dark gave him a title and how it's more of an honorific now, rather than him actually being the Son of Darkness. And all of that, how his people needed a defender with a blade, a sword, which is the long-winded way of saying that Jethiss is now the Knight of Darkness, to me implies that it's meant to be Spinnock, notwithstanding the comment about Coral and Yeftanar, which I squealed a little bit, but
Both times?
both times, yeah. I like Spinnock, okay? I'm happy for my boy that he fought. Well, except for the hand. That one kind of sucks. But, I like Spinnock the Rev, right? He deserves better. He
You know
didn't get
what?
Celine. He gets something else.
How do you know he gets Ellen? There is
I don't
no.
think he does.
Yeah, you
So,
just hope he does. See, because high denul exists, and because there is no more laws of thermodynamics applicable here. What do
please
you
go
think
on.
can happen to Jethiss in losing his arm? Do you think
I don't
that
know.
can be a permanent
I,
situation?
I think it's symbolic enough to the point where it stays.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I think they can get away like resurrecting. No, I'm sorry, we won't go there.
What? Sorry.
I think giving Jethiss back his arm would be akin to resurrecting Rake.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cheap. Like it just takes away all the symbolism of the gesture.
I don't know. The thing is, I didn't feel all that bad for him when Jethiss lost his arm.
So
Well,
you're not
that's
meant
the
to feel
disconnect
bad.
I'm telling. But it was supposed to be sad. I mean, he lost
No,
his arm.
no, I don't think so.
Okay,
He's
fine.
jovial
Cool.
about it. Like, yeah, well, shit happens. Now I
The
know who I am and what I must do. I came here for this. I came seeking it, and I knew the risks. I don't think it's meant to be sad. I think it's just
No, he does say something like the four-cruel justice is harsh.
well, because he knew it. Because everyone
Yeah.
told him it is. He knew what was getting into. Fisher warned him like 20 times. I mean, it's not meant to be sad because it's done by choice. He had the choice to do it, and he accepted his fate. And it takes balls to do that. To be fair, he's not sad about it because now he can be there for his people, like Rake was.
Fine. All right. But still, maybe there is a small chance that it could be one of Rake's other children.
We could
I was
ask.
going to hold on to that theory. No. Sorry?
We could ask.
Probably.
I've said this before, and Jethiss says to himself it doesn't matter who he was, it matters now who he
Yeah.
is. And now
Yeah.
I am Jethiss, and I will see if I prove worthy of the title. So it could be Rake, it could be literally nobody. It
Yeah.
could be one of Rake's spawn, it could be just a random Andy, and it wouldn't matter. Sure, yeah, the
No,
choral comment kind of points
if
to the
the
fact
Barrow was not mentioned and only Keftanar was mentioned, I would
it
have
could be
accepted
anyone.
it as anyone
Yeah,
else.
sure.
Yeah, because Keftanar is a what? It's like a, I don't know, the game they all play probably.
Yep.
So right, what do you want to talk about next? How was Eriko involved in this? Is it just because he was a children of the earth and
Yep.
the four pillars will just respect that and back off? Is that it?
He is the last of the Thelakai, and Kyle has, a trinket from him, which obviously to them must mean a lot because they probably were never loved much because they're assholes. And so, to be reminded of a time when they didn't have murder boners for justice probably means a lot for them. And also, it's symbolic because Fisher moans a lot about like how we're four again and God's help us and stuff because this is the second founding of the peace
Yeah.
of the founding races, the Jagged, the Imas, the Forkrul, and the Chain. The Chain
Now,
are
what do we
gone.
have instead of the Kachain here?
The Tais.
Thai standing. Oh yeah, yeah. Because they have now got citizenship in Wu, is it? They're no longer like some alien race now.
Well, the alien race is relative, but we're getting into more, spoilers under the spoiler scope for this. As to who actually inhabits who and who doesn't, who is an invader, but it doesn't matter. What does matter is we now have a second founding of the piece, right? We have again, Imas, Jagged, Forkrul, and now Tais Handy, whatever. And what this essentially means is we see that the Forkrul in this book are more docile.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to bring that up. Yeah,
They're not, as high and mighty about like murder boners and stuff because these individuals, these Assail are where the colony gets a name from. They live here. This is their home, and purging it from, like purging everyone from the map is convenient. Sure, they claim they would. Like it would remove an irritation, but it's not. They wouldn't do honor to their previous agreements. They have the children of the earth. They have respect for the Thelakai. If anyone would, it's probably them that would actually respect the founding piece because justice and all of that. And when everyone is respecting you out of fear, and so when you ask if they dispute it, like no, 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 we don't. You're right. It's a bit easy to be agreeable.
no, don't you think maybe the four Cell were written as extremely villainous characters because Kamenso didn't like them
Sure.
in the Book of the Fallen?
I also think they went down like bitches in the Book of the Fallen.
You what? What?
I think they went down like bitches in the Book of the Fallen.
That's
It's
true.
a common complaint from people that read Assail after that book that the Assail in the Book of the Fallen were nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I agree, but in this book they feel menacing.
Do they?
In the prologue, how everyone talks about them, like how they fear them,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
and
Like,
then
do
like
you remember when I think I don't know one of the Utel and
yeah,
the
Utalana, yeah.
Jagged Matriarch? Dare you disturb them? And then she asked
Dare
back,
you?
like,
Well,
do dare you?
we're a stalemate. We're no, we're not. We have nothing left to lose, but you have everything to lose. Well, actually, maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and the other thing is when the Forkroll, like when Arbiter and Penance pledge the Forkroll to the founding piece, there's like a shadow of like 100 Forkroll behind them.
Is that right?
Yeah, and that's when you know that if they actually wanted to, they could cleanse in their landmass and no one could stop them.
I did not notice that. Oh. Oh, so I missed some things then.
And
Okay.
that's what I mean by like it's they're a menacing presence, much more than just blind adherence of justice in this book, which is I like it a lot more personally. I think just having a big bunch of nameless bad, which okay, it works thematically because someone like Calm or Serenity were imprisoned for their ideals, but then you have like some other random dudes like I don't know Aloft, who I don't even remember who he was, or Reverence, where it's like yeah, well, who are you, lady? Here, it
So
doesn't matter who they are because they literally say that among us, unadulterated Assail, names don't matter. We're all equal.
yeah, yeah.
Egalitarian, progressive.
I mean, it is just they have the correct idea. It's just that it's taken to an extreme, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's the whole point. Yeah.
exactly.
Do you dispute this?
You just yeah, and that quote's just hilarious. It's great.
I know that the second one is just there to keep asking the same question. Do you dispute this? So yeah, that was good. So I was thinking that the Book of the Fallen Assail are not the same as the novels Assail. What do you want to talk about? Do you want to Do you want to squeal some more about Eileen and Jute?
Okay, come on. These are
Oh,
great.
they're
And you said
amazing. They're
you
so
said they were gonna
cute.
die. You said one of them were gonna die.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah. I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad both of them
So
survived, and both of them got reunited too.
yep,
I was, I thought, oh, I was so sure something's going to happen. But yeah, they're back.
yep.
Eileen comes back, and even without seeing, she's able to wave at him. So
Hmm.
that was fun. Okay,
Yeah.
you were interested in my theory,
Yes,
my synesthesia theory. Did you look up?
I did. I don't
Uh,
see how. I don't know. I don't understand the big words, but sure.
No, it's just some people process sensory signals in a different way. Like like they hear music, but they're able to see it as colors or something like that. Instead of you just hear music and you think of it as a sound in your head, some people are able to visualize it as a color or a shape or something. A letter or something. So the way they process information is different, and that's called synesthesia. So I feel, except for the parts where they say that she has white orbs instead of eyes and stuff like that, I feel she has like normal vision, but she just processes it differently. She's able to
Hmm.
see him, but she just thinks that that's his smell, and this is Jude's smell, and I'm able to smell him. Or she sees this young woman, the commander. Sorry, what's her name?
Uh, Jana, Jana Jalas.
Someone, yeah, they are the one who gets together with his master at arms,
Yeah.
that lady. Yeah, so she just looks at her and she's able to say that I smell a young lady here, and she smells pretty and all that. So I was thinking that maybe she's able to see, but she just doesn't process it as seeing. Plus
Hmm.
magic, always this magic. So that's all my theory was.
Right.
But I like stuff like that. I like stuff like people seeing something and saying something else. Like, okay, I don't have much to go on. Please help me.
I don't. What are you getting at? I'm not sure.
Even I'm not sure. I'm just tired. What else do you want to talk about?
Since you brought up Eileen, I think one little scene that I found interesting was when Anguff, Ruth, and Eileen talk, and then Anguff calls Eileen a sea witch,
Yeah.
and Ruth just loses his shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That there must connotations, And it just and then she just smiles at him like it's just a type of affection.
Oh, he thinks that she eats babies and drinks blood and stuff like that, isn't it?
And
Yeah,
then like
that's.
Chu talks about the Gistel, and like, hang on, are you implying? Like, are you saying
Uh,
what you think I'm
oh,
saying?
we are back. We are back to the gister. Go on. Go
And
on.
no, I'm not gonna say anything about him. We
Hmm.
do not talk
About
about him
whom?
here.
About him.
We do not talk about him here. Not in this book. Well, I might actually touch him up later. But you know, the Maries and the Falari have seafaring traditions, and we've seen that like for the Maries, they're ships are enchanted by ruse, and the Falari have like the digital cults and mail and stuff. And so it's, or even the Chinese have such traditions where like they make sacrifices to appeal to sea gods. So it's not
Do they?
entirely unheard. You know the Smiles from Book of the Fallen.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, good job noticing that. Yeah, nice.
It's not like it's completely new. And
No, but
the
then
term,
such a
yes,
thing about sacrificing children to gods happens everywhere. Like, I don't
yeah, we
think
also
it
have
has
we
anything to
also
do with
have
the
the
sea
riders.
god or something. Sorry?
We also have the riders. So the point is, the term sea witch has connotations, especially in an area like Falar.
Okay. Have you seen any other sea witch so far? No.
Sail?
No, no, apart from Assail.
No, sail, Tether sail.
Is she a sea witch?
Oh, not per
What?
se, but she is. She was a pirate.
She was with a pirate. Was she a pirate? This
I
is all
mean,
information you know from Path to Ascendancy without having read the books.
no,
Must be. Must be.
no.
I don't trust you.
Nock brings her up in Stormwielder when he talks to Devileth,
Mm-hmm.
and she's married to Mock.
She was with Mog. That comes up in like Gardens of the Moon.
That's the only real time that she gets brought up about her Solar Fox. So I'm guessing. I don't know.
Okay, fine. But she's not from Falar or whatever.
No, she's a Malazan. No,
Don't know. 200 years ago, she must have lost her.
probably.
Anything more to you want to tell me about Jute? Or
The fact that he keeps getting himself the deeper shit every time. I need to witness. You're gonna get yourself killed. Well, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right.
oh, he's adorable though. You
And
know,
it's
I
like
liked him from the beginning, and with Eileen,
yeah.
it just makes it much nicer.
And it's like who was it? It was like Tivar and Gianna. They're like, well, you see, your wife has told us not to allow you to come with us, but we will on the condition that you face her later.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like they're a really good couple. That's all I need. They don't need much more. You know.
yeah. I can see why you said that. You know, these two are second to Torvald and Tissera for you, isn't it?
Hmm.
I can see that. Yeah. Uh, what next? Should we finally go back to
Do you want
the?
to?
Uh, sorry.
Well,
What do you think I'm asking?
you said you want to go back too, and I imply, implications that we're going to talk about the guard, I guess.
Yeah. No. You have
Well,
something else? We
I
can
was
do
going to bring
something
a
else.
Malacris.
Okay, sure. What about
So
Mal?
you know
The
how in
30
like the
year.
early,
Yeah.
yeah, in the early chapters, Siege with Fisher and the others, and they have Holden of Khan, who is a claw. They have Sergeant Stubb or whatever the fuck he was called, who looks like a soldier but he's trained to kill. She has Alpha Cat, who is some random mage out of Cat apparently. She's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
will tell us.
So they're
And then
all claws. Are they all a
Ross,
bunch of claws? Oh my god, I did not notice that.
which seems to imply that with Topper being the Clawmaster and Noel being the official
Trainer.
delegation to
Yeah.
King Renal the Bastard of Mantle, that the Empire is looking outward, past Corel, because Corel's a mess now. Raymond made sure of that. And since everything else is pacified, like there's no point going southward into Nabakus because, well, you can either go through Darujistan, which is a bad idea, as they found out because Tyrant happened, to Ellingarth, which is also a bad idea because the blue shields can't come from there, and you don't want to go there. Lether, which is way too far, or Stratum, where the guard is, which is I don't need to explain why that's a bad idea, or Assail, which is where they ended up going. So it's interesting because all of this is done under the guise of like it's business, like Cartheron, who is officially drowned, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
been intercepted to deliver his precious cargo to Mal. His consignment, I think it was, the goods
Yeah, yeah.
to Mal for because well, Cartheron's going to make money from that, but that's going to buy Mal leverage because one of those customers can level a building, right? And then you have I'm not sure what Possum's role is and everything, because he doesn't seem to know that Mal is actually there.
He doesn't know till the end, yeah. So
But
I think he just drifted there looking for
I don't know.
drugs. I don't know.
Interesting.
No, what do you think?
I don't know. I honestly don't know because I feel like if anyone wouldn't actually follow him, it's Possum because obviously
Him,
him,
the unspoken him. Yeah.
him. But the fact that he's there working with Carther, who's working for him and trying to impress Mala because whatever, Mal,
Okay, however you say it.
because he has nothing else to live for really, which is plugged in as fuck.
I
And then
don't think
Mal's
he
is
was
like,
like. Hmm.
well, what else was he was trying to do?
I think he was just there coincidentally. and they just found
Yeah,
him
sure,
because they didn't
maybe.
really have a job for him. He just took it upon himself to go assassinate the king, isn't
I
it?
think Cartharin knows he's there, and he's just like kind of expecting him, and then Possum comes to find Cartharin in the wrong way, which
That's
seems to
because
kind
of
of
the
imply. I don't
signals he
know.
did. He does.
I
No, he was
guess
just
so.
collecting veterans. So I don't know. It was not probably. We have no idea unless we ask Cam.
Yeah, another thing to ask him. Yeah,
Are you
I don't
making
know.
notes? I hope so.
I am. I should make notes. Yeah.
Right. So the whole the expedition and the counting steps and all that, they are still trying to map the area and conquer it, isn't it? Using all this glass and mages
Well,
and all that.
Mal left the area. Mal left Mantle ostensibly to go back, and Cartharin is now the official advisor to King Fodi. Phone? I don't remember the name.
The young guy. Yeah.
So yeah, I think so. Probably.
Right. So
I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna talk about. I'm not going to talk about him in this episode. It's not gonna happen.
okay. So let me
Um, uh,
talk about him.
yeah. Okay. Go on.
Right. So, what we know about Malik Rel, based on what Cartharan Crust has been telling us, is that he belonged to this Gistal cult, which I thought was
No,
just a cult of what?
Jute said that. Not Malik. Not
Was it
Catherine.
Jute? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I stand corrected. It was Jute because he's from the Falar Islands. And he tells us that the Gistal cult is not some peace loving priests or anything. So we find out that it's some kind of a bloodthirsty cult. And they're, I don't know, sacrificing people or there is something fishy going on there. And Malik wants to hide. It's
sorry.
just
Sorry.
one episode. Hold it together.
Sorry. Sorry. Please go on.
Yeah. So, so Malik has some. He has an agenda hiding his past. He wants to hide that he is from the Falar and he's specifically from a Gestal priest. But I don't know. At least in the Book of the Fallen, it was not something to be ashamed of. Everyone thought he's just Gestal. He's a priest of Male, but Male is an elder god who probably wants blood sacrifices. So, and these guys were probably indulging him. But we've seen a couple of other. Have we seen a few other Falari priests, few other Gestals who have all
No.
been bloodthirsty? No.
Caliber killed them all. Why do you think Malik hates his people so much?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So
So,
okay.
Duiker actually recognizes him as a
Oh, so
distal,
are you
and
going to talk about
uses it.
Malikrel now? Yeah, I'm
I am
waiting.
going to fucking talk about him. Okay, indulge me for a quick second. So, Duiker brings that up to, I think, Keneb.
Hmm.
Anyway, it doesn't matter who it is. Kalam
Hmm.
says that to Keneb, then Duiker uses it as an insult, and then Keneb gets the point and tells Blistic to not, one. Two, Tavor brings it up during the meeting as part of the Imperial Histories of Duiker about how Keneb had destroyed the cult and had killed everyone except for like a handful. And then, and then Return of the Crimson Guard comes along, and then Mail tells himself that, well, it's really quite sad that Keneb missed a few of you. And then Malik responds with something like, well, would you like some more innocents to have their innards splashed upon the seas in your name? It's not new information, but it definitely helps to have it from a Falari native that these people were terrible and they're not actually meant to be pitied in any way.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
So yeah, there you
Then
go. I talked about him. Yeah, can we move on now, please?
no, I just wanted to tell you that when Duiker and Keneb, the thing happens, it's not that the Gestal as such is a bad thing. It's just that Keneb has heard from the other people that, the Gestal is their ace
Duiker
in the
definitely
spade or
uses it
something.
as an insult.
Yeah,
Keneb just
that
knows it's
I
one
didn't
other
pick
thing.
up that. Yeah, Keneb just thinks it's some clue based on who is a traitor or something. So, right. So, Malik Rally is done. What else?
There's still the Icebloods to talk about, Orman and Kyle. We didn't talk about Kyle. Did we talk about Kyle? I don't
I
think we
don't
talked
think
about
so.
Kyle very much.
No. We just talked about Erico. Can I say this is just I don't know. I don't know how valid this is, but Kyle and Orman started blending together after a point. Seriously. Seriously. They're both like, those what? Didn't you think so? No? Not at
No,
all? Oh
I
god.
wouldn't say not at all. Just like they're very different culturally.
But I don't know. Like they started I don't know. They felt the same to me because I don't know, everyone was going north. I didn't feel this in blood and bone, but here it's all the same. Everyone is trekking through snow and at least Fisher and all the other guys were all separate, but Kyle and Orman sort of started seeming same to me. Sorry. Reader problem, like AP says.
I don't
This
know.
is a reader
Sure.
problem.
I have no idea. I didn't feel that way to me. I mean, it's not like they're extremely distinct. It's just, they have very different motivations because Kyle's reasoning is to go find his friends, Stalker lost, Badlands, Stalker lost, Badlands lost, and Coots, Rip Coots, by the way.
Yeah, RIP.
But all of Orman's motivations can basically be summed up to I want to protect Jas, which he thinks about a lot because he's not, well, he doesn't consider himself an Iceblood until like way later. Because
Yeah.
the only reason he's here is because of Jas and because he gave his word. And now Jas and Vala, who is his
Stepmom.
I guess, are dead because of him because he's an idiot. Let's be fair.
What? What did poor thing? He didn't.
He gave Lodsey's 12th rule and got hagged out his eye. But I mean,
He
I get
lost.
why.
He lost an honest fight. He was not an idiot.
Okay, whatever. The point stands. Kyle has, I've got to find the losts, and then I don't know. He's also going on because he promised whatever his name was from like chapter 4 that he would bring their name to the ancestors in the north. That's another reason he's going out.
Yeah.
While Orman is fighting for his life and his holds and stuff like that. And whenever he tries to, lecture these people, like, we shouldn't, like, he thinks about Cull, right? And Cull's like a pacifist. Where,
Yeah.
his son is like much more active in hunting and stuff. Like, well, maybe you shouldn't kill these people. Maybe you shouldn't drop to the level. I understand Cull. Well, yeah, you do, but you're not the one that's losing his home to these invaders. So maybe you should shut it. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, they both have some super-powered weapon, isn't it? White blade and boar's tooth. I'm just going to continue saying boar's tooth. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I don't think we can put this off anymore. Let's talk about Shimmer.
Go on.
So you were saying you wanted to write about Shimmer's grief.
Yep.
So do you want to tell me, or do you want to keep writing it?
I haven't even touched it in a while. But do you have anything to say about Shimmer before I go on my tangents as I do usually? Yes.
No, those are not tangents. Those are our discussions.
Yes.
The thing is, yeah, I was. It was nice to have Shimmer as a POV because Kaul has a different opinion about her. Kaul hopes that she's going to get angry with Kaz and stand up to him or something, which she doesn't because she has a new boyfriend now. So anyway, Shimmer, and the thing is, she figures it out at the end because she's in so much denial. She doesn't want to accept that this is all happening. Then, so she sort of has to know by now that she died long ago, but she tries to keep the information away from herself. So it was nice to have her POV during all this. No,
That's all.
that's all. What else did I miss?
No,
Prompt me, I'll tell you.
Anything. I've not missed. You said. I don't think you missed anything. I'm surprised. That's all I have to say about Shimmer.
I liked her. Yeah. The thing is, see, I was, yeah, but then this is sort of the same thing which I keep telling each time. So, Bars is amazing. Shimmer is amazing by herself. And these two are together. So, I'm extremely happy. Even with all the sad ending and all that, and finding out that they are this red clan and all that, but still, I'm sort of happy for them. They have like endless time together till they wait for their next summoner. So, that's all I have to say about Shimmer. Sorry.
Okay, let's try a more general net, more broad net. What do you have to say about the guard in general? So
The guard, can I say something specific about cars?
it's gonna be bad, isn't it? You're gonna say something bad. About
I,
how much of a dumbass he is for like letting this happen or something, isn't it? That's what you're gonna say?
yeah, so like I texted you, yes, I think Kaz is a dumbass because he's just a mercenary company. He's just fighting the Malazans. He has nothing, to gain by, committing to all these wars and things like that. And that too, he didn't have to make them ride all the way to that particular place and, stand at the edge of Telan and swear all these things. There was really no need. And if he didn't know the consequences of that, why did he even do it? That's why I was thinking it has to be Ola Rethil who pushed them to do this because she's a sort of idiot who would suggest something like that. But then he's saying that he was innocent, he didn't know, and I don't trust him. I thought he knew. I think he
Really?
knew. Yeah, I think he knew. He must have known. No, do you remember Shimmer's whole flashback where she remembers how they made the war in Blood and Bone? They went all the way to this particular spot. They stopped there and made a circle and then did this. It was a very ritualistic thing. He
Yes.
had to know what he was doing. It was not just some random.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
I'm sure
stop
he knew
here.
exactly what he was doing when he's not a mage.
If he
I'm
did
sure
not
the
know,
first thing that
excuse
I'm
me,
sure the
may
first
I?
thing that came to
May
mind.
I?
Yes. Go on,
if he
fine.
did not know, that makes him even more of a dumbass because he did not even stop to find out what he was doing. Ignorance does not exculpate.
It's decency does not exculpate, but sure, yeah.
There are many
I
things,
guess that I guess that
the
also
whole
applies.
the whole series has a lot of such things. So I'm just adding one more. He can't claim ignorance and say, I did this bad thing because I did not know that. Swear, making you all swear to eternal damnation. I did not know that. Oops, sorry guys. That doesn't work. It makes him a dumbass. Sorry. It doesn't make him evil, but it makes him dumb. Yeah?
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
so sorry. I'm shutting you down. I'm sorry.
I pointedly disagree with your assessment, but
Please go on.
so we are privileged. Okay, we have read 16 books. We have seen POVs of Tool. We have seen POVs of Onrak. We have seen POVs of a whole host of IMAS and Jagged. We know the intricacies of the Jagged Wars. We know the intricacies, like, oh, what does Kaz know about this? Kaz knows that the old Emperor, who they're fighting against, has an undead army that he can send against us, and we can't defeat it in any conceivable manner. So what are we to do? The kings of Quantali can take us. We've been pushed back all the way to my ancestral home, and I'm going to lose that now. What more do I have to do? Well, I might as well create a backbone of individuals sworn to me, my guard, my Crimson Guard, through which I can spite the Malazans, be a thorn in their side forever. Okay, maybe not forever in literal sense, which that's part of the irony, I think.
Yeah.
And what better way to seal this than on sacred ground of their ancestors? Because that is what that is, right? It's the sacred home of the Devore family. So not only did he not know, because he couldn't know, and that's one of the reasons no one made the connection, because it's too far-fetched to even think about. It's too far-fetched to even think about, because how can we, humans, individuals, people, Nappans, Skinnies, fuck me, I don't know,
Yes.
Malaz,
Yes.
Italians, whatever, become like them? It's not possible. It couldn't be possible. And there are hints, sure, like Gwyn or Blues or whatever, telling that like things are stirring here. And like, yeah, I know. It's the spirits of my ancestors. We're blessed on this day. No one in their right mind would think we're about to bind our souls to a warren through a ritual that was conducted 300,000 years ago, in like a ritualistic sense, because we're ignorant. He doesn't. Moreover, Kaz doesn't claim innocence by ignorance. That's part of why he doesn't go with them for 4 books.
Yeah.
It's
But
part of why he's spreading this so much, because he sees Cal and he thinks this guy's right. They're right to hate me. I fucked up.
yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying I'm not taking anything away from him.
Hey, he's dumb. I
He's dumb.
disagree that he's dumb.
He did a dumb thing. Can we agree on that? He did a dumb thing without thinking of consequences. No? Are you not going to give
That's
me
hindsight. Hindsight is 2020. That's all I'm gonna say. You assess the situation with the benefit of hindsight.
see, at least knowing that you don't have hindsight is a type of, I don't know, is a basic level of intelligence anyone should have. That you don't know the consequence of what you're going to do, isn't it? And 600 A word, he just took 600 of them. Yeah, yeah, whatever. Fine. Let's agree to disagree,
How
as
horrible.
always. What?
I mean, okay.
Don't mumble. I can hear it when
Right,
I'm editing, so
okay.
you might
The
as well
met
tell me now.
the meta reason for this is because they needed to have something special actually opposed to Malazans. Because shockingly, Calvin was pretty strong in the game when you have an entire empire to back you up. And at that point, nothing really seemed logical to place against them. So, what if we took his eye mask and put them against them?
No, but has Cam spoken about the Crimson Guard in any of the interviews?
I think so. That's where I'm pulling this from. But we could ask.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Okay. No, yeah, whatever. Yeah, there was some discussion somewhere, and people were asking like, why are they not called? Why are they called like Tilanimas? Shouldn't they be like Tilan human for the for the A word?
Well,
Which I
the
thought was
term,
very funny.
yeah, I mean, sure, but the term is more symbolic than anything. It's like the same thing as
Yeah,
calling
it's
them
symbolic,
the Red
but
Clan or Caste Mask. Like, okay,
so
whatever,
now do
cool.
they all become Davors like Shimmer Davor and Blues Davor? Should that happen?
They
I don't
don't
know. Isn't that how the
have.
clan names work?
No. It's just a name,
It's
no?
it's just a family name, is it? All
It's
the
like Shimmer of the Caste Manuas, not Shimmer Devore.
oh, okay, okay. None of the A word have a second name though, isn't it? All of them are stuck with a single name. Calbrin is technically a single name, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah. I can't think of anyone. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
there are no second names in the Crimson Guard. So So Blues has died sometime back, right? Kaz has died. Uh, I want to go back and read that scene again when they meet Troll somebody on the ice field somewhere in Blood and Bone.
Old Bilal of the
If
Kerlon?
I'll
Fail, probably, yeah.
whatever. So
Who
when they
does
meet,
kill him?
everyone
Yes?
is everyone is fine except Shimmer who feels cold. So I don't remember who all the other
I
guys
wouldn't
were.
say everyone is fine. The only person that's fine is Kaz.
Okay, fine.
And Kaz makes a sarcastic remark about, like, wait, you feel cold?
Was it sarcastic?
I
Was
mean,
that?
he's on a fucking glacier and he knows what's up, you know? Like, he knows.
Oh, is that how you saw it? Okay. I thought he was
Oh,
like
no.
genuinely shocked that I don't feel cold. Why are you feeling cold or something like that?
I mean, I'm not sure if he knew exactly what's up at that time, why he's not feeling cold. I mean, he knew he died. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know if
died
he
long
knew.
ago. Like that was in book two.
Yeah.
He died before return.
Well, Blue's also died book two, so there's that.
When did Blues die in book two?
Do you remember in the bit with Grief and Treat when
Yeah,
Grief
was that his death?
Blues
Was that really his death when he
he
was
falls
thrown
unconscious
across?
and then Treat just slaps him across the face like, "Ow, that
Oh
hurt."
yes,
He just everyone thinks he's dead because no one could survive that.
that's true. That's true.
And then
Oh,
Treat walks up to him and slaps him across the face like, "Well, ow."
yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, yeah. That's good.
So I one of my pet theories was that Shimmer also died in book two, in
Mm-hmm.
when a claw throttles her and pushes through the Shadow Realm, and then Shell and Twisty find her and heal her. Apparently not, because she can still feel cold in blood and bone, which sucks. But
Which, which sucks. No, but
I
it
was
adds
in
the.
theory.
I don't know.
Yes.
It added so much because she was cold in that book, and then all of a sudden in this book she's no longer feeling cold.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice for me, somebody like me to follow. I liked it. But yeah, poor Shimmer,
For
poor
Shimmer.
Award,
Yeah.
except him, except that one. Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about. You don't like. Do you mean
I
Cal or Kaz?
don't like him. It's like all of them are. I know. I pity all of them except him, or maybe to a small extent. Not.
Um. So diatribe time, because I'm too lazy to write. Um.
What time?
Diatribe.
That
I don't know.
okay? Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah.
So I'm too lazy to write nowadays because I don't have time. So might as well put it here. So I think
Are you doing the Shimmer grief now?
yes.
No,
Not
don't
all
do
of it.
that.
No, why not?
You'll write nicely. Why do you
Oh,
want
it
to
doesn't
like?
matter. Come on, let me.
Okay, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
All
so
right,
that you have
I'll
some
speed
stuff
run
to
it.
write.
So, I think a lot of the novels in Lost on Empire are centered on grief. We have Gisco, we have Traveler, we have Kyle, we have Shimmer, and I think one of the two POVs that exhibit this the most are one of them. Well, you told me I have 2 minutes. I'm going
Please,
fast because you gave me 2 minutes.
you don't have. I'm not your boss. You can take however long you want. Go on.
So okay, well, what I was getting at is I think the novels of the Mullahs and Empire are one of the core themes is grief,
Hmm.
if nothing else, because it makes a part of Blues' name in book two. No, what I was getting at is we have Temper in book one, we have Possum in book two, we have Kiska in book three, we have Traveler in book four, we have
Jetal? No.
sure, yeah, Chatal in book five.
Scalar. It's Scalar. Come on.
Halor in book five. We have a lot of people, but the two POVs that exhibit this the most, I think, are Kaz and Shimmer.
Hmm.
One of them is external. We view it externally, Kaz. One of them is internal. We view it through them, while they don't know what they're grieving about because we have Shimmer. So, and Kaz knows. Kaz is cognizant of what's going on. He knows what happened. He knows the consequence of his action, and he's grieving it because he fucked up. Because he, as you said, he took 600 about with him. You have a very self-satisfied smirk whenever I bring up Kaz's mistakes.
Uh, Can
and
I just quickly interrupt you? Sorry. Sorry. It's absolutely useless interruption, but I just have to say it. So he took 600 of them and he asked each one individually, do you, do you, how long did you think it took for 600 people to agree with?
A's doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. See, don't lose your content. You have to write. Just give
Can,
a brief overview here.
can I get to it? Can
Yeah,
I
yeah.
please?
I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm just looking out for
So
you. Come on.
thank you. So Kaz, we view a lot of Kaz through Shimmer perspective or Kyle's perspective or uh not so much Shell. Shell doesn't really appear. Mostly Shimmer. And Shimmer deeply cares for Kaz. She is a battle hero. And the change in perspective that Shimmer has as she progresses through grief, but also Kaz does. And processes it. It's quite interesting because through Return, he's just a haggard, emancipated dude who's like way too old to be cast of war. He's he died. Sure. He's deeply sad. He is, he looks really old, and he's also to some extent angry with Skinner and Cal because they killed him, obviously. Whereas Shimmer is kind of still, riding the "I hate Malazans" hype train. The vow.
Yeah.
And there is a scene with Shimmer in Total Disregard, which is like, we were so close to ridding ourselves of this vow that has fucked us all. Well, it says damned, but I'm being emphatic here.
Sure, sure. It's okay if you don't quote the exact words because
And as the books progress, so do the characters. Because, for instance, you have Kaz, who's like actively trying to delay the avowed, to not actually bring them into Assail or whatever answers may lie. He doesn't want to go back to Jakaruku because he died there. He fears that the avowed might get answers because they might turn on him, and he can't live well. He can't really live with that.
yeah, not exactly turn on them. I thought he was just, he wants to protect them as far as possible. Like he doesn't want them
Yeah,
to
sure.
find out the truth.
And when Shimmer gets pushy, because Shimmer is angry, like Blood and Bone, she's angry with him because he's been avoiding everyone. He's not being a leader as he should be. He's not. They're not taking on contracts. They're not acting like a proper mercenary company should. And then along comes like Rutana, and the whole plot of Blood and Bone happens. But for the most part, Kaz, and I brought this up in the Blood and Bone episode, he's a pretty shite leader in Blood and Bone. He's abandoning his company. He's recalcitrant to reveal anything.
I mean, he's going through stuff. Leave him alone.
He's going through stuff, sure, but Skinner is going through stuff, but Skinner doesn't care because Skinner is much more committed to other things. And Shimmer, through Blood and Bone, loses time, loses her patience. A lot of things happen, and she's trying to understand what the hell is going on with her. The Brethren visit her. The Smokey shows up and burns a whole bunch of shit to the ground. And again, they have no answers, and Assail comes around, and Kaz is bailed again.
Yeah.
So we're back to square one, and Shimmer's even more pissed now. Like, at this point, fuck it, I'm leaving without him. Screw that guy. And one thing I noticed as I went through Assail, not on a reread, but skim read or read parts or think about it, is, okay, quick disclaimer here. What I'm about to bring up does not actually have any medical applicants. It's basically an urban myth, but whatever. There's the concept of the 5 stages of grief, which has been disproven by actual proper studies, but it makes sense from a literary perspective. It makes for a good
You
story.
know what? It's not like disproven or anything. It's one way of understanding grief. That's all. It's not like this is the way grief happens to everyone.
Also
It's
not
just
very good, but whatever, doesn't matter. As I read Assail more, it felt to me that basically through every book in the series, Shimmer had been going through that, denial and anger. Bargaining is the only one I couldn't really get into, but she starts to lose feelings, starts to lose emotions, and she goes to remedy that in any way she can. She fears Kaz. She fears for what's happening to her. And even though she's been living in denial this whole time, by the time she actually figures it out, she's past all this already. She's gone through everything. She doesn't need to take. It's not a big leap to acceptance because we're already there. It's just, well, now I know, but I've known all along. I've dealt with this, which is why, by the way, Cal is the biggest idiot in the whole group.
why?
Because Cal, first of all, Cal is a coward, right? And also because he can't understand this of Shimmer. He can't understand why people are loyal to Kaz. He can't understand why the Avowed are still, even though I killed the bastard. Why is he still around, And then he dies himself. I'm like, oh, I see. I see. So now I'm going to use this knowledge to torment others because I'm an asshole. But he can't grasp the concept of loyalty because he's not loyal to Kaz. And he's a coward for it because he not only doesn't deal with the whole fallout of I want you to see, and then when she does, and it's like, oh yeah, well, whatever. I kind of knew anyway. He's not brought up again. Shimmer thinks about where the fuck is he, and Kaz he's kind of gone because he's he'll be back because he's in a similar position that Kaz was, that he can't bring himself to view these people because spite drove him on, the desire to see Kaz suffer for what he did. So
No, that was really good. This is what you were going with grief of Shimmer.
there's probably more that I have to say on this. I might ask Cam about it. I don't know.
Hmm.
We'll see.
Yeah. Now, I want to see how you frame your questions. In your AMA, you had like
No, I have like 4
20
questions in
questions
one.
in
So yeah.
under four numbers. Let's see.
Well, he did say Raph with each one of them, basically. So
Yeah, that's because he got overwhelmed. It was just a
Oh,
single
I'm
question.
sure.
He
I'm
might
sure
have.
that's the problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
doubt.
What else? I
Um.
think we pretty much covered most of the stuff.
Yeah, I guess. Is there anything else?
Not really.
So my understanding of it is that you didn't really like this book because this didn't click with you.
The ending parts, the few parts towards the end, that did not click with me. Yeah. Did I have any complaint when we discussed the first episode? No.
No, not really.
Yeah, it was just that something happened at the end. I'm not sure what. Maybe it just rushed too quickly, or I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. No defense. So, do you want to wind up? It's a really small episode.
Well, it's a pretty small book. We don't have much to talk about beyond the
That's
guard,
true.
but you don't want me to talk about the guard because you want me to save content. So you know.
I mean, yeah, that was really nice. I don't know why you would want to lose content.
So shall we wrap up?
Sure. So, is this the end of the series, end of season one, or we might have one more episode left?
We probably have one more episode to go, and then what are we doing next?
You're taking a break. That's
Yeah.
the first thing we have to do, and let's see. Hopefully, we'll come back with some new ideas for season two. Do you have any ideas, Lee?
Oh boy, putting the onus on me. So, well,
No,
one of
if
our
it was
ideas
up to you, what would you do? I
uh,
think you'd probably
was up to me. Oh
do
God.
just character deep dives and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. I mean that. I mean, it's what I do. No.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you don't need a podcast to do that.
Fair. Oh yeah. One of our main ideas was to move to video, which we might.
Yeah. Are we announcing? No, we don't know
Oh,
still. We don't
well,
know.
it's still very tentative. No.
I thought, right. So yeah, let's see. Season two. Let's have some. We'll come back with ideas. Probably Karkanas. Isn't that what we are planning to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but hopefully we'll take a month's break. I believe from the date this comes out, it should be around a month's time.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. So, thank you, Lee,
Thank you, Mora.
and thank you to everyone who listened.
This has been Smileys, and soon we'll see you for the end of season one.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.